Hi, I'm Terrinique Show, founder of the best-selling naturally curly hair care brand Curly Bell and host of the Terrinique Show, a show where we talk about hair, a woman's crowning glory. I'm so happy that you've allowed us to be a part of your hair care journey, and I hope that you enjoy the show. Hi, and welcome to another episode of the Terrinique Show. I'm your host, Terrinique Show. On this episode, we're going to talk about sulfates and what you need to know about them. In the curly hair community, there has been the beeping. You hear the beeping? I'm sorry about the beeping, guys. Just excuse me. That is my alarm. And no, I have not fixed the battery yet. The battery needs to be fixed. You need to get a screwdriver and all this stuff, and I just have not found the time to do it, but I will do it. If it's annoying you, let me know in the comments so I can hurry up and do it. Okay, anyway, so what you need to know about sulfates. In the curly hair community, there has been like a lot of avoidance around sulfates, and women opting for sulfate-free shampoos, and a lot of brands say that they are sulfate-free. We are Curly Bell. All of our products are sulfate-free. So I want to talk a little bit about sulfates, what they are, what to look for, and why do people avoid them. Just to give you an insight, yesterday we talked about parabens. We learned so much about parabens in products, and that putting parabens on your skin like repeatedly can lead to health issues like breast cancer. So it's very good to look at the labels, the ingredient labels of the products you're using, especially products that are going directly into your bloodstream, like lotions, moisturizers, and creams, because you're applying them directly on the skin and they go into the bloodstream and they can cause issues. So in this episode, we're gonna talk a little bit more about, ingredients that are safe, that maybe they, they're not that toxic or harmful, but just to give you guys information so that you can make your own assessment based on the information that you're giving. That is given to you, sorry. Sulfate. So sulfate is a group of mineral salts that can have a natural or human-made origin. These salts appear in the soil, the air, and the water. So sulfates are basically all around us. We really cannot avoid them, especially with pollution. So we're breathing them in anyway. And you'll notice, like, sometimes if you're irritated by something, it could be because of sulfates. So I'll talk about that, and you'll be like, okay. Because even as I was doing my research, coming to talk to you guys about sulfates, I'm like, oh wow, that's why this happens to me when I do this certain thing. It's because it contains sulfates. So we even ingest sulfates. So, we consume it orally through food or water. So if you didn't know that, that's something, to think about. So sulfates can form during the decay of plant and animal matter, but they also form as byproducts from textile, mining, steel mill, and tannery industries, so pollution. So it's all around us. Sulfates can also appear as human-made ingredients used for cleaning and personal care. Here's what you need to know about sulfates. So basically on this episode, we're gonna talk about sulfates for consumer products. So that's basically shampoos. Sulfates are being used in detergents, it's being used in dishwashing liquid. I, for one, like working in a lab, I have to wash my hands a ton, so a lot. And I tend to use dishwashing liquid on my hands instead of going for like the hand soap, because the liquid is right there. So sulfates are in your dishwashing liquid when you're washing your dishes, so it's getting on your hands if you're not using gloves. I, for one, don't use gloves. My hands are always dry. I'm always reapplying like oils to them because I don't really like gloves. Of course, I use gloves when I need to, like in the lab, but like if I'm at home and I'm washing my dishes, of course, no, I do not use gloves. So anyway, in consumer products, the most common sulfate compounds are sodium lauryl sulfate. The acronym for that is SLS, like the hotel. I really like the SLS actually. I really, really like SLS. Anyway, and then sodium laureth sulfate, that's SLES. So those are the acronyms for the most commonly used sulfates that you would see in shampoos. These come from fatty alcohols made from palm kernel oil or petroleum oil sources. The fatty alcohols mix with sulfur trioxide and sodium carbonate to form sulfate compounds. So sulfates in consumer products are considered surfactants. So when you hear me talk about you need to be using a shampoo that has a surfactant in it or a cleansing agent in it, that's what I'm referring to. I'm not referring to sulfates in particular, but there are other less harsh surfactants that are used in shampoos that get rid of, oil, dirt, and debris. So sulfates in consumer products are considered surfactants or detergents because they bind oil, fat, grease, and dirt, removing them from the surface. So if you've seen like the dishwashing liquid commercial, I can't remember which one it is. I think maybe it's Dawn, where they have like this bird that has been like in an oil spill, and they put the Dawn and water on the bird and it reses off all of the oil. So that's basically the surfactant that they're using when you get rid of oil and grease on, your food, your plates or whatnot when you're cleaning your dishes. Sulfates also produce a lather, so that nice rich lather, and surfactants are responsible for the lather that we see when we shampoo our hair, which makes them appealing as ingredients in shampoo and in soap. So sulfates are also in soap. So if you are opting out, you want a sulfate-free lifestyle, you also need to check your soaps that you're using. But we'll dive a little bit deeper into sulfates and are they really harmful? So, and who they are harmful to. So sulfates are safe and effective. They are safe and they are effective, and they're just a little bit too effective for people with curly hair, because we see that with curly hair, the hair is drier than with straight hair, because with straight hair, the natural sebum that our hair produces, or any oils that our scalp produces, is able to travel down the hair shaft very easily because of the straight nature of the hair. With curly hair, the natural sebum that your scalp produces does not get to travel down the hair shaft because of all the spirals and curls in your hair. So we find that you'll have to be using like conditioners and oils just to get the hair more hydrated and moisturized. So when you use a shampoo that has sulfates in it, you'll notice that your scalp and your hair, it becomes drier, straw-like, and it just feels stiff. And that is because of the sulfate, because it's really getting in there and you're really getting a deep clean. Now, if you are someone who is, you're suffered from, scalp like issues like dandruff and a lot of buildup, or your hair has product buildup on it, then you can use a sulfate shampoo every now and then just to get a good clean. But you want to follow that up with a deep conditioning treatment like our banana nut and avocado deep treatment, because it will get you the moisture back into your hair. Also, if you're gonna use a shampoo that has sulfates in it because you really have scalp issues and your hair is really has a lot of buildup on it, then you want to follow it up with a leave-in conditioner and an oil blend. The leave-in conditioner will hydrate your hair. So we have a great hydrating leave-in conditioner. It's our Thirsty Curls leave-in conditioner that will hydrate your hair, and then you want to top it off with our Curly Tropical Oils blend to seal in the moisture and get the shine in there. So sulfates, if sulfates are safe and effective, why do they have a bad reputation? Turns out that sulfates can be too effective at washing away oil, which can leave your hair or your skin feeling a little parched. So even when you use a soap that has sulfates in it, you'll find that your skin is drier than normal. So you need to find a soap that, leaves your skin feeling balanced and not like dry and stripping, because sulfates can be very stripping. So you don't want to be using this every day or every time you wash your hair or every time you take a shower. You want to use this if you have severe buildup. And if your skin or scalp is particularly sensitive, sulfates can cause irritation like redness and itching. So if you're using a shampoo that feels harsh, you know, chances are it has sulfates in it, so you want to look for the SLES, so sodium lauryl sulfate, or you want to look for SLES in your shampoos. But most shampoos, like our shampoo says like sulfate free. So the surfactant in our shampoo, the Almond and Shea Butter Moisturizing Shampoo, would be sodium lauryl sulfoacetate, which is not the same as sulfates, because it's sulfoacetate, so that is different. And then we have, I know I'm pronouncing this wrong, guys, we have cocamide propyl betaine and cocamide MEA. So those are some surfactants that are used in our shampoo that are less harmful than sulfate, and our shampoo is sulfate free. So effects of, you know, sulfates that you wouldn't realize. So sulfates can be in high concentration in drinking water. So if you've ever, you know, had water before that caused you to go to the bathroom and have diarrhea, chances are that water contains a high concentration of sulfate, because what sulfates do is they irritate your intestinal tract, causing diarrhea. So you can, you know, it's safe to put sulfates on the hair, but they can be dry and stripping. So you want to avoid using a sulfate shampoo every time you wash your hair. Opt for a moisturizing shampoo like our Almond and Shea Butter shampoo, which does not have, you know, sulfates in it. Also, sulfates can cause lung irritation. We know that because it's in the air, it's pollution. If you know, have allergies, you know, that could be a sign of, you know, sulfate, but it's pollution. I mean, what could we really do about that? And then dry skin, we talked about this. Dry skin, when you are using a particular soap or body wash, if it has sulfates in it, then your skin may become dry or parched. Also, high effects of sulfates cause dermatitis and edema. So people with sensitive skin or skin conditions like eczema or rosacea, they could develop skin inflammations from using high concentration of sulfate. So you want to look, so if you have eczema or edema or dermatitis, you want to look at what body washes you're using, because that can cause you to have, you know, a breakout or an allergic reaction to the sulfate. Also, make sure you look at your shampoos, ladies. So the higher concentration, the higher the chance of you getting a skin reaction. So if you have ever wondered when you drink water and you just get the diarrhea whenever you drink a certain type of water, chances are it's a high concentration of sulfate in that water. The same thing with if you're using a particular soap and you find that your hair is dry and not your hair, sorry, your skin is dry and parched, then chances are it has a high concentration of sulfates. So that, I hope that was helpful to you, me breaking down sulfates, and you can use like your determination on whether you want to use products that are, you know, sulfate free or that contain sulfates, depending on, you know, your scalp and your hair issues. You may want to use a sulfate shampoo every now and then, but if you have curly hair, you want to opt out of sulfates and you want to use a sulfate free shampoo or products that are free from sulfates. I hope that this was helpful to you. If it was, give us a thumbs up. Please like, share, subscribe if, you know, any of this information has been helpful to you. But most of all, I would like to hear, you know, your views about this in the comments. Have a great day.